My name is Rhapsody, welcome back to the solo adventures here in Hearthstone, the Dalaran Heist. We're going to be playing the second chapter, the Violet Hold, with the anomaly mode active. Both players start the game with 10 hallucinations in their deck. I'm not entirely certain what hallucinations are. Oh wait, hang on, no, is it the Rogue card? 1 mana, Rogue spell, discover a spell from your opponent's class? Alright, so it's now Hunter as well. So playing Secrets and Summoning Beasts. Not playing Beasts, but Summoning Beasts. Hero power to add a 1/1 Shifting Chameleon to your hand. I'm assuming the Shifting Chameleon has some effect, rather than just being added a 1/1 into your hand. And give a minion plus to attack this turn, Opportunist. That just seems like a weaker steady shot a lot of the time. I guess it does give you a bit more board control, but you have to have minions to fund it. So we've done Beast Within before, and now we have access to Locked and Loaded. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 to 9, right? 10. Sweet. Okay, so we should be summoning enough beasts with this deck, and secrets, not really. That's the problem this currently runs into. So this is definitely a spell damage kind of deck. 4 damage to a minion, 3 damage to a minion, and then getting 2 bananas, those are just extra spells that you can cast, so it's just a spell chain deck. I mean, as you might expect from a lock and load, every time you cast a spell this turn, add a random hunter card to your hand. The problem is that with only 1 lock and load and very, very few zero-cost spells... Are there any zero-cost spells in Hunter? I don't think there are at the moment. So, without all of that, let's get a little rough. Maybe I just go with Beast Within. It's a stronger deck by base. I do want this one. This is going to be, oh hell yeah, Death Rattle and Mech. As expected, and then the final is just a random hunter deck. Alright, I think we'll go with Beast Within, just because it also starts with a secret in it, whereas the other one does not start with a secret at all. So we have the possibility of unlocking the other Hunter hero power as well. I want to get all of the hero powers and deck possibilities active as early as possible. Alright, Lindsay.
Versus Lindsay.
So Violet Hold, I mean, doesn't really change anything for us a lot of the time here.
I'm a sharp one.
Yeah, we'll just go for the face. But Violet Hold oftentimes won't change anything for me because my intent is to kill enemies before it would be active. So if I play my Springboard here, I force my opponent to use the little Eviscerate to take it out, or just leave it on board. Junkbot, garbage. Shadow Fiend is actually a pretty good pickup for us. Comes out early enough that it might have an impact. Alright. Take a Swashbuckler. Cast that, get another random card. So it is just hallucination, discover a card in your opponent's class, and neat. I can even take out the opponent's minion. Beautiful. So we have 10 of those in the deck. Okay, how do I capitalize upon those? Well, as it turns out, Lock and Load would have been a really good way to capitalize upon those. But then I would have needed something that makes spells cost less. Otherwise, it still would have been really, really difficult to get much of an effect out of. This just guarantees that we have lethal next turn. There's nothing the enemy can do that will stop it. Not with their deck. Sweet. So if after this we get a reduction on the cast cost of spells, I'm going to be really sad about it. Fastest kill is just Houndmaster across. Go for it. Goodbye, Lindsay. So what is the most impactful thing that I would want with this? Double Battlecry is pretty good. Double Battlecry from Houndmaster. Double Spring Paw? That's all I have? Really? Okay. After you play a minion, shuffle 2 copies of it into your deck. They cost 1. The big problem with that is that we have a lot of cheap minions here, right? So like Springpaw and the Springpaw's links. Scavenging Hyena. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I only have 5 minions in this deck, actually. Because it's mostly spells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Ooh. Maybe Elixir of Vigor is good here. Because I just cut out the low-cost minions. The only problem with Elixir of Vigor here, right, is... what? I cut out the low-cost minions, and then my early game is garbage. Because I don't have the ability to control the board yet. How long am I waiting until I get value out of the Elixir of Vigor? Too long. Too long. So recycling gives us the ability to live for longer. Battle Totem gives us the ability to double our battle cries. I think I just take recycling and try and go more aggressive and have this save me for a little longer. God, Battle Totem is the other option there. Big Beasts. I mean, these are all just really good cards, so I may take that pack just for that. There is a Houndmaster in my deck that is not a beast. Everything else is a beast, so we could go for Master's Call, discover a minion in your deck. If all 3 are beasts, draw them all. Unleash the Beast, Bat Ahead, yeah, all of that's pretty garbage. So it's empowering or it's big beasts. Vicious Fledgling is a really great way to win early. And I think we do want to go kind of more aggressive. Based off of recycling, right? We don't want to go with single large minions and have recycling as well. Those weren't really great options for us, and this also isn't a particularly great anomaly for us, so I wouldn't be incredibly surprised if we died relatively early. Just because it's heroic, and I am still learning the mode, as well as we don't have a particularly good setup.
You've interrupted my healing.
And we also don't have, like, an obvious natural way to segue into a good setup. Like, what synergizes with this deck? Like, make it a really low-cost minion deck? Really? With all these hallucinations? They're just expensive cards for me. Gnomeregan, I mean, at least Gnomeregan has charge, so I will be able to do something with it. Copy a card from the opponent's deck and add it into your hand. Yeah, it's more it's more powerful than the other options. Unfortunately, the enemy's minion does have a lot of HP, and Healing Hands is at the start of your turn. Restore all friendly minions to full health. So it's going to be difficult to deal with that Oasis Snapjaw. I'm effectively gambling right now that the Northshire Cleric is not going to be able to remove the Scavenging Hyena. Like, that the enemy is not going to have any damage from hands. Not really the one I wanted to remove from my hand there. I think it might just be Master's Call. Take those.
You're looking better. For now.
So enemy only gets to heal 2 HP on a Northshire Cleric. That's not that important. Well, things are now becoming a problem. At the very least, the enemy didn't get a Light Warden from that. Otherwise, I was going to have to earmark my Arcane Shot for it. Let's give this Poisonous. Well, those are the things that affect this the least. Yay. I don't want my enemy to draw a bunch of cards next turn. Summon all minions from your hand that didn't start in your deck, Princess Talanji. That actually gives us a really bomb play at the end of the game. After I draw all these hallucinations, just keep adding minions into my hand. It gives me a bomb end of game drop, and I really have needed one of those for a while here. Pretty important we remove as many of those minions as possible.
All patched up.
Mm-hmm. Not a huge fan of the incredible trades my opponent got there, but not an incredible amount I could have done about it either, so... well. Cave Hydra is just going to get double bopped as well. I think I have to play the Shifting Shade. It's the only minion here that actually kills enemy minions on its way out.
Now stay out of trouble.
Possibly even up to 2 of them. No? Okay, enemy decides not to trade. Unfortunately, the Shifting Shade is half of the value I was going to get from Princess Talanji, so it's a little sad to have to play it. I desperately want to play this hallucination right now, but I recognize that mana is asking me to play 2 3-cost minions. And who am I to disobey?
You're looking better than ever.
That's awful. I really, really needed this Cave Hydra to stay around, and now it just gets, yeah, double bots. Mm-hmm. Well, at least we get a Quartz Elemental. Talanji is looking better and better all the time. I'd love to Vicious Fledgling Houndmaster, but then the Vicious Fledgling just dies to the Quartz Elemental, right? So... let's take that. And Shadowhead Horror is absolutely incredible for us at this point. So next turn is Talanji, and it summons a 5/8 and a 4/6. It's pretty good. It's an elemental and nothing else among them. Yeah. So with these, I should just be able to run at the enemy's face. Deal a fair bit of damage. And then lock the game out with Eaglehorn Bow hero powers. I mean, it depends on whether or not they decide to actually end up attacking the Quartz Elemental and remove it from the board, despite the fact that it can't attack. They do not.
Nice shot.
Okay. Well, I mean, they also didn't have the ability to, so I'll give them a little bit of forgiveness for that. All right, never mind. Haha, of course. I actually got punked out there. My bad. I'll take that, develop another minion, and then attack the face. Next turn I can just attack hero power for the kill. Can't believe I immediately forgot that my Quartz Elemental wasn't full HP. I was literally just talking about it. We might have been within lethal range if it wasn't for the fact that we... oh my god. If it wasn't for the recycling going on this entire time. Okay, sweet. That's a pretty easy kill right there. Thankfully, we did take the power tendrils, because otherwise I was about to be locked out of the fight with the poisonous minion on board. Well, Battle Cry is obviously a hilarious thing here. Aggression? Double Leroy? But the problem is, so the enemies have HP pools that scale all the way up to 80 in the final fight, and Leroy you only really play as a finisher. So to play Leroy before that feels bad. Dire Frenzy, Scavenging Hyena, Houndmaster, I mean, that looks like the right pack. The problem is this second Houndmaster is anti-Master's Call. I just have to be lucky and not hit them. I'm not going to be lucky all of the time, but yeah. Hey, maybe I even remove a Houndmaster from the deck when we get to a bartender. Seems a reasonable option here.
What are you doing here? Can
Hey,
you
Big Joe.
These books taste like dust.
These books taste like dust, or these books tasting like dusty. Not exactly fully localized there. Okay, so my minion is Baron Rivendare. I don't really have death rattles. Fandral Staghelm. You'll choose one card to have both effects combined. Alright. I do have to remember, however, that any minion that I summon is going to be silenced. I think I need an Entomb. I just need some hard removal. So I summon the Scavenger Keener. It's their hero power, by the way. After a minion is summoned, silence it. Specifically summoned, by the way, not after a minion is played. The difference, of course, being that summoned affects, you know, the animal companion as well.
Old dusty scroll.
Sure. Just give me the minion with the biggest stats. Much appreciated. I might Dire Frenzy that as well. I mean, a 3 mana 7/7. Oh, no. Dire Frenzy is a bad idea because those minions have +3/+3, but so what, right? It gets silenced as soon as they get played. So instead, I just buff those minions so that I can hit the face.
Behold the rage of the Fireland.
Ooh, okay.
Old paperback.
Okay, Crackling Razormaw for... Oh, you would have thought you would have done that earlier. Or on my higher minion. Wild.
I'm trying to read.
Yeah, Wind Fury wins right now, so... If we get that.
Voice down.
We don't. Do we get lethal from this? We do! Yay! Really glad I didn't hero power at the start of that. Alright, time for a treasure. Overpowered. Whenever you play a card this turn, replay it. We don't play that many cards in a turn? Summon King Mukla, give it immune and cannot be targeted by spells or hero powers. Interestingly, that can be targeted by Houndmaster, and King Mukla is a beast. So I would have a immune taunt on the field. I think just because I have 2 Houndmasters in the deck, I have to take Super Simian Spear. I'm also not going to want to remove them from the deck anymore. Kill Command is great. Stone Skin Basilisk is good for the control, and Arthas is fine. Thaurissan with this deck, no, just too low curve. We end up playing out all those cards. Thoradal, the Stars Fury, not particularly good for us. We don't have many spells in the deck. And King Crush, not that great. These are all just fine beasts to add to a deck. They'll give us some late game, but I suspect that my late game is actually the Super Simian Sphere at this point. That said, we have absolutely no late game yet.
Don't start a fight in here. Or do. I could care less.
Couldn't care less. You couldn't care less. That was not even a grammatical thing. You're saying the opposite of... You know what? I'm just going to write that up to the fact that I guess it must be a bit dim.
Welcome to my tavern.
Double
friends.
Houndmaster.
Enjoy your stay.
Ooh, double Houndmaster. I could remove both of the Houndmasters from my deck right now if I was going to convert entirely into the previous idea. Choose a friendly minion that always starts in your hand. I mean, if I choose a friendly minion that always starts in my hand and I choose a Houndmaster and then I wait until I get Super Simian Spear, I will always have that. I think I do that. Round of Drinks? I mean, Don Hancho is fine for us. Abominable Bowman is good. I mean, these are all just powerful minions. I think I Round of Drinks take all of the enemy minions. Then I right-hand man my
We get all types
Houndmaster.
around here. Order up.
Uh-huh.
Now
So
shake
right-hand my Houndmaster, and then I'll Brood. Just in case I get a bunch of bad minions and I yawl fired them. Definitely not.
You have fun with all that mayhem and chaos you're causing.
Unfortunately, I did have to hire all of the enemy minions before I reshuffled, so... Could not have done that in a different fashion. Unless I, wanted to take different minions from the enemy. That is to say that I couldn't tilt it so that the minions I took from the enemy did not end up possibly coming back on the board with the reload.
Locked up and loaded.
Do not gnaw on my totems.
Aww. Ooh, I mean, that's not bad. But I still really do just want Simian Sphere. Basically, my deck is based around getting to Simian Sphere as quickly as possible. Hopefully I get a second copy of it, because I feel like it's way too slow. Totemic Summons. Summon any random totem. I have had this completely destroy me. That's a fine totem. 2 damage to the enemy hero, like I care. I don't want to play the Crackling Razor Maw because I don't know what I want it to give yet. Is that true? No. It's fine. Wow, okay, never mind. I'm actually pretty displeased rather about how that went down. I was very much hoping for either +1/+1 poisonous or +3 to attack, and I got none of them.
Speak your piece.
I mean, yeah, if you'll just give me 2 minions that I can remove from the field, please. Enemy's already on full HP, so I don't need to do anything about the Vitality Totem unless I suspect that they have something in hand. Hallucination to see if we can find a play this turn. I mean, I could just play the Underbelly Angler here. I think I do. Just want another minion out on board. And then I get to keep 2 minions if I trade across like this. And as I was saying, the Vitality Totem does nothing. Unless I think my enemy is about to use Totemic Might or something like that, there's no reason to bother with the Vitality. Okay, devolved all my minions. It's fine. Didn't give me a beast, did you? You did not. And Mechanical Yeti. Ooh, what a great pickup for us. Well, Houndmaster does nothing this turn, so I'm definitely using Hallucination. Illusionation? What the hell did I think I was going to be saying there? I could use Eureka to play out an Abominable Bowman. It wouldn't be too difficult to do. 2 turns time, just play out every other card. Yeah, okay. I mean, the enemy has devolved, so I want a thinner board rather than a wider board, right? Enemy's being healed for 4 at the end of the turn, so I don't attack the face because it doesn't matter if I attack the face or not. I mean, also, by the way, the Tournament Medic is healing him for 2. Ugh, thing from below. Lame. I should have made sure that I still had a beast on board. That's what I should have done for the sake of the Houndmaster. I was really hoping for a reversing switch there. Reversing switch the Primal Fin, just kill it outright. This is, again, just about having a beast on the field. Great. Great. It's really important to have a beast on the field just so that I can Houndmaster now. And take care of this Primal Fin totem, finally. I mean, if the enemy just wants to fill their entire board with Vitality totems, they are more than welcome to. Oh gosh. I mean, yeah, but wow. That mostly invalidated my explosive trap. I only killed a minion there. Rough. Summon a copy of a random minion from your hand. So yeah, the abominable snow bowman will have the Dom Honcho buff on it when it comes out on the field. That's really good.
There is a lot at stake.
Oh, that Thunderbluff Valiant needs to die right now. Alright, it needs to die as soon as is possible because I cannot kill it right now. Have I played both of my Handmasters? Because there's still Super Simian Sphere in there that I'm worried about. Oh, God. Can you not do this to me? I think I have to wait and use Eureka on a different minion. I'd love to have gotten another Abominable's Bowman out that turn, but using it as a 50-50 to possibly summon the Vicious or the Bowman, bad idea. Playing the Vicious Headling just this turn and hero powering, also a bad idea. Yeah, the enemy is actually probably just going to overwhelm me here unless I get a board clear really soon. Maelstrom's not powerful enough. Alright. Vicious Fledgling, Master of Evolution, please get me a good minion. No! Well, that's just a blank space minion. Yeah. This Inspire is just going to kill us. I suspected this was going to happen as soon as we started drafting this deck. I called it earlier, did I not? Just needs to start working on that minion. Thankfully, my opponent can't hero powers. They're not getting all of that, all those juicy buffs they otherwise might. Order. Alright. Hallucination draws me... I mean, what's the enemy? Damn it. It would have had to be Elemental... The board clear, the elemental board clear. You know the one I'm talking about. Anyway, we are extremely dead here. We did get a really, really good bartender at the very least. It's just, opening treasure wasn't particularly great, and there weren't that many ways that I could find at the very least, right? I am still learning, of course, this game. Let's change that over a little bit to the side.
This is how you find peace.
At the very least, we did unlock pet training. Only pet training, though, unfortunately. But yeah, there were, at least to my mind, there seemed very few ways to play into the hallucinating and the recycling. Hallucinating, though, I definitely should have taken the lock and load deck instead. Not certain how well it would have gone. We never even drew Super Simian Sphere and Houndmaster for the combo that we were kind of going for in this deck. But it could have gone better than that. For the moment, though, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Hearthstone Solo Adventures here in Dalaran Heist. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.